Good morning, everyone. Let's see who's awake and ready to do something fun. So today we are in the kitchen making some strawberry jam here at the Flamingo Farmhouse for a friend. She had a birthday party and had all this leftover fruit, and she's like, I can't eat all this. And I said, well, let's make jam. So we're gonna make some strawberry jam. So let me talk you through it. And there's a lot of like, what in this? So first you have to do is you cook your strawberries and then you add your immersion blender and blend them up. Now we have to make them hot. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of lemon juice in there. And then after I'm done with hers, I'm gonna make strawberry rhubarb pie filling because I got some rhubarb when I was in New Jersey, and I'm kind of excited about that. So we're gonna add that, and then we're gonna add, let's see, 5 cups in here. Stir in your lemon juice. And do we do the butter? So I use this Hoosier Farm pectin to make all of my jellies and jams because I love the way it works. It's fresh, it has all the instructions. So I'm gonna do my pectin next, and that's 6 tablespoons. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my 6 tablespoons of that into my strawberries. And the hardest part of this is you have to get it to boil. It has to boil for a couple minutes. And then I'm gonna stir in the sugar and then another boil. So, and I can add some butter to reduce the foaming. So I don't know if you guys can or if you do food preservation, but my whole thing is, why not? If it's on sale, like right now we have good deals on corn. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a whole bunch of corn on the cob. We're gonna eat some, and then I'm gonna can some. Same with green beans. Same with when I harvest stuff from the garden. I just think that canning and food preservation is a lost art, and it's something that we're all gonna need to do, I feel, in the near future, just to keep food costs down and that kind of stuff. To, you know, just do all the things. Look, I made butter the other day. It's so gone. I have more in the fridge now. But I'm going to add this. I'm supposed to add 1 teaspoon of butter. So this is going to be right about that. And it keeps it from foaming as much as... I'm going to use it again. Keeps it from foaming as it starts to boil. So that's a good thing to add that little bit of butter. It's not going to hurt anything. Remember when you get here to say, hey, let me know where you're from, what you're doing today. Today is a kitchen day. It's not a crafting day. Kitchen is crafting. I mean, it's all science. It's all good for your brain. Today we're making strawberry jam. So I should get probably 6, maybe 8 jelly jars out of this. And it's just going to be strawberry because my friend wanted strawberries. And then I'm going to make strawberry rhubarb, which I'm kind of excited about. So the most boring part of this is just to keep stirring and stirring and stirring. And once it comes to a big boil, we have to let it boil for about a minute. It's starting to boil now. Let me bring you over here so that you can see all the goodness, because why not? Let me bring this down. I think you can see, yeah. So you see how it's boiling? We want to keep it boiling. It smells so good in here. It smells like cooked strawberries, you guys. We're just going to keep this boiling, and it's going to get a little bit foamy. I have my 7 cups of sugar. Yeah, right back here. It's a little crazy, but it's got to boil, and you just keep stirring. This is the most boring part of making jam or jelly, whatever you want to call it. You just have to keep stirring. So this morning I went out and had to tear down all my my tomato plants because they were they weren't producing and they were starting to attract white flies, and I didn't want that with my other plants, so I just cut them all down because the what's it called, yard waste goes out in the morning, so we put that out tonight. So I have a few buckets for them. They take it to the city then and compost it, you know, that's always cool. And so here we got our nice boil happening, and it's still boiling even though I'm stirring, and that's how you want it. But anyways, it was so sad because my tomatoes didn't do, and you saw that reel. Man, I wish I worked that fast. It was so hot out there this morning. I had to like sit down for a half hour and just cool off. Welcome to sunny Florida. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and keep stirring. Ouch, and it's hot, you guys. So if you stir and it gets on your hand, and it's gonna get hotter because of all the sugar. So we're gonna add these 7 cups of sugar in, just like that, and keep stirring. I got a little on my hand, a little of just a strawberry. Now I'm gonna have a blister on there. So you're just gonna keep stirring and stirring and stirring, and now we have to get it boiling really hot for about 2 minutes. So we just have to keep this boil going. So when you get here, make sure you say hey, hey. If you're watching the replay, thank you, which I'm sure most of you will be. It looks like my people aren't morning people. Well, I have a lot of people on the West Coast, so they're just now starting to wake up. So, and that sugar's gonna keep it nice, and I don't know, we're making a jam, so we gotta have sugar, right? Sugar and pectin, that's what we need. And so we got it all going, and really this is really easy. And then what we're gonna do, once it boils really well, we're gonna put it in jars, and then I'm gonna show you my water bath canner, which is whenever you do fruit, you either want a water bath or steam can it. Mine's a steam canner, but you can water bath it also. It's the same time as a steam canner. I like the steam canner because then I can get rid of my steam stuff, my little stuff that I have to make my dumplings, my Asian cooking. I just use my steamer pot. So I use that to steam can with, which is the same time as water bathing. If you're water bathing, you can do that in a pot just like this, because you would just set your jars down on like a lid, one of the lids. You just have to have something that it doesn't touch the bottom, some sort of elevation, something there. And you would cover it with water over the top of the lid, and then you would just boil it. And that's how you're gonna process fruits. So I do pineapples, cherries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, peaches, apples. All of that is done with water bathing or steam canning. Okay, so that's the special thing. I know a lot of people do tomato juice and green beans with water bathing. I do not. I always pressure can them because of the acidity level. But any fruits, because of the way they break down and such, you're gonna want to water bath. Okay, I'm gonna crank this up just a little bit more, just so I can get this boil going. And I've got my jars all ready. They're nice and clean. They're ready to go. And then I got my vinegar to wipe the rims. And my steam canner here, I will get it ready when we're ready with this. In fact, I'm gonna set this here to the side for a hot second. Grab my steam canner. Show it to you. I will pull this back a little for you so you can see what's going on. Okay, so this is my steam canner here, and this is starting to really boil, so I'm gonna grab some water, put it in the bottom of my steam canner and get that started, because we always put hot jars into a hot water bath. Okay, so if it's hot, if your inside of your jar is hot, then you put it in a hot bath. If it's cold, you put it in a cold bath. This is hot. I'm spilling water all over my floor. Okay, so that's my water. I'm gonna stir this. Look at this, we're really boiling now, aren't we? Wanna make sure that we're boiling. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my steam canner on high and get that started, get that heat started up. All right, so we've been boiling for a good few minutes here. And now I'm gonna turn that off, okay? And still stir, because you don't want to, I'm gonna have to wipe up that. I think I'm gonna get probably maybe 8 or 10 jars out of this. I forgot to get my little thing, and I'll do that in a minute. I might even get 12, you never know. I can never judge how many I'm gonna get, so I have 12 ready. I have 12 more in the wash, so I'll start those for my strawberry rhubarb. Okay, let me grab my funnel for my jar. So I like to use metal funnels because that way you're not getting microplastics everywhere with heat. And then take your lids off. I should have had this all done, but I don't, so it's okay. We are all going to do this. So the strawberries are looking good. Looking good, baby. I need some strawberry jelly. I don't know, do you guys like strawberry? Or are you more into blueberry or blackberry? I'm going to keep stirring this every now and then. It's got a little bit of foam on the outside. I'm going to stir that in. We'll take it off if we need to towards the end. I love blueberry jelly a lot, and so does Abby. We enjoy those. And I think this canner, I think I can do 10 in there. I don't remember. But we'll see. So we're going to start here. We're going to get our ladle. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I think you can. I'll bring you around. Bring you over here a little closer so you can see. Don't mind the mess on my counter. I got to make a pineapple upside down cake today too for our ladies' night. I know. So then you just stir, ladle it in carefully because it's very hot. And you want to go right to the bottom rim. Okay. And I'll show you right where I'm talking about. But this is like syrup, guys. So if you get this on your hands, you are going to burn your hand. If you get it on the outside, it's okay. And the glass is going to get hot. I'm letting you know. The glass is going to get hot. You're going to make a little bit of a mess on your counter. You can wipe it up. It's non-biodegradable. You're okay. And then I'm just going to put that in up to the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to get a lot out of this, aren't I? Yes, ma'am, for sure. Hooray. Jelly for a year. And it was all on sale, right? Get those strawberries while they're on sale. Make all your goodness and have it all year long. You won't be doing without. You won't have to go to the store. And you'll save money. You're making it yourself. You know what's in it. You don't have to rely on other people. I totally love that about home preservation with cooking. I like knowing what's in my food. Like, I can eat my own jelly that I have made, and I know there's not like horse hooves or anything else like that in it. Because I've made it with simple pure pectin, which is just a thickener, and my vegetables and my organic sugar. That was whole sugar, right? then I can it and I can save it for later. Let's see, I got 10 jars here. I might have to wait to can some of them. I'll just fill the jars. And this one needs just a little bit more. A little bit more in there. A little bit more in here. A little bit more in there. Okay, it looks like I have enough for 2 more. My steamer is starting to boil now, which is good. And I'll show you how that works. It's kind of cool. Let me get this. So this is a whole batch of strawberry jelly. And it's just going to be so, so yummy. I love yummy jelly. I made mixed fruit jelly. I had some pineapples and some strawberries and cranberries and blackberries. And I made what I called mixed fruit jelly. I know. It might not really be mixed fruit. It might have just been leftover fruit. But you know what? It worked. Okay, I'm going to take this off. Run some water in it to start thinning it out. And I have just like a quarter here of a little bit left. Let me grab a towel so I can wipe that down. There we go. Keep my hands clean. Now you're going to want to take some vinegar and a paper towel. And this is essential because you're kind of killing all the bacteria, making sure that your your flats will seal, and making sure you don't have anything on the top of your jars. It doesn't matter if it's on the outside. You just want to make sure that you're going to get a good seal on your jar. So you're going to take your vinegar just like this, and you're going to rub it around the tops of your jars to make sure you get a good seal. Now, if you're doing any dairy product, which is Rebel canning, you do not use vinegar, you just use water. But since this is not Rebel canning, this is fruit, we will use vinegar, okay? Just make sure that you get all of the, if you had any drips, you get those off using your vinegar here, okay? So we got that all done, because you want to make sure that you get a good seal. You want them all to seal. And now you're just going to do fingertip tight, and it might be hard because this is going to be hot. And then I'm going to bring you back. And then we're going to place this right into the steamer. Okay? It's really pretty easy. Ouch, that's hot. Mary Jo, you just told them it was going to be hot. Did you listen? You did not listen, Mary Jo. And you're just putting them right by each other. Do you see? We're just putting them in. And this is going to seal our jelly. And it'll be tomorrow morning when they're going to be totally cooled, because you let them sit for 24 hours on your counter. That was that big old pot of strawberry, you guys. Put it right there. So how many did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 11. Not too shabby. Well, 10 and a half, because that one is a half. And the good thing about water bathing is they can touch some. So yeah, I thought I could get 12 jelly jars in there. That one there. And then I got one more. Okay, now this is the coolest part about this steamer. I just got to wipe this up because it's making me crazy. Is that it has a gauge on the top. And I'm going to have to mop my floors because I spilt water all over. Okay, so this has a gauge on the top. Can you see? And it's going to start heating up, and I want to get it all the way to the U, and then I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes, and then that's it. Then I will be all canned up. Hey, Rebecca. Then I will be all canned up, ready to go, and gotta wipe this up. And then I will let it can. Then I open it up, take it out, set it on the countertop, let it sit for 24 hours, and then take the ring off, make sure everything's sealed, wash those jars, add a date, and off it goes into the pantry. It is quite easy. Well, for these, they're going to go to Annalena because they're hers. Okay? All right, so that's fun canning for today. I hope you enjoyed canning some fruit up. I'm going to make some rhubarb strawberry pie filling, some cherry rhubarb pie filling, and something else I was going to make. Oh, pineapple upside down cake today. Okay, so that's what I'm doing today. All right, until next time, aloha from the Flamingo Farmhouse.